What is up, my step bros and step hoes? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Krayons, and recently I have been doing a lot of shooting. Some shotguns, and by some I mean one, and the rest of my shooting has been done on the AR platform. One AR-10 that I promptly sold after 500 rounds because, well, it was made by Palmetto, and let's just say they lived up to their reputation. Alright, now that we've already lost half the audience, the rest of my shooting was done on an AR-15. More specifically, on a single lower, because gun laws are very, very stupid, and for those of us unfortunate enough to be under the age of 21, we need to buy an entire complete new rifle just to get another lower. Now, it might shock some of you to figure out that over the course of 10,000 to 20,000 rounds, I have done a funny little thing called forming an opinion. And what is today's opinion, you might ask, is that ambidextrous safeties are complete and utter hipster garbage. Now make sure to hit that like and subscribe button before we get into it so that you can feel that much better when you unsubscribe. Alright, let's get into today's topic. Alright, so first, before we shit down Radiant's throat, we might want to talk about why you would buy an ambidextrous safety in the first place, and why all those reasons are invalid. Now, the first reason might be that you are left-handed, in which case I might see your point if not for the fact that almost all Colt mil-spec style safety switches are reversible. So the left-handed argument already falls flat on its face.
That thing's way off. It's not even hitting that paper.
Oh, this is weird. I don't know how left-handed people live with themselves.
Hey, you hear me? 3.
This is bad. This is real bad.
And that plastic one.
The other argument would be for precision shooting. Now, this is one that I actually kind of agree with because it is very comfortable to, I will display it now, take my home defense ammo. We will put our empty training mag in. Now, for precision shooting, something I like to do, and a lot of other people like to do, is you like to rest your thumb on your dominant hand side of the rifle. That way you can click the switch down. And you were able to see me doing this in my Palmetto State Armory DMR video. I will say it is a very comfortable way to shoot, but even then, how many seconds does that save you from reaching your thumb over to the other side of the rifle to, real quick, flip the switch and then put your thumb over there? I don't think you're saving much time with that. And even then, you could have the argument of you're lining up a shot in your tactical mission and you don't want to screw up your sight alignment. Well, good thing it doesn't take that much force to flip the switch. You're not going to lose very much sight alignment. Now, the other reason you might get it is that it looks cool. And, you know, valid, actually. It's drip or drown, and brother, I better be floating. So, you know, let's just be honest, and shit hits the fan. A lot of us aren't going to make it. A lot of us are going to spend $5,000 on a rifle just to get domed by some guy with a Palmetto State Armory. And that kind of sucks. So if that's going to be the way it goes, then we might as well look cool while doing it. And lastly, my least favorite reason is the logic that somehow it is faster, which I find completely ridiculous because it's almost inferior in every way in regards to that, and it is something where being fast does not matter. So let's talk about that, because this is actually my greatest argument against ambidextrous safeties. So to break down the main practical reason of being faster, it just blatantly is not. First off, the switch itself is typically smaller on most models. Now, it doesn't go for all of them, but the mil-spec safety is nice and large. It is very easy to actuate with your thumb, even if you have smaller hands. It's very, very easy. Now, maybe not like this because I have to grip it at an awkward angle to show you guys. But the mil-spec safety is quite long. Nice. Unlike most ambidextrous safeties, such as the radian talon, which are very, very tiny in comparison. And then there's also the argument that, and then there's also the fact that typically a lot of these ambidextrous safeties have a shorter 45-degree throw, but I'm not sure you're really getting any advantage out of that because, again, the mil-spec safety, it kind of just snaps in and out of place. It's kind of a moot point. Maybe if it were a mushy safety where you had to actually use all your force to swivel it around, but considering the fact that it snaps in and out, I'm not sure what your point is. Now, even if it were faster, it is still a moot point because it is the time it takes to flip your safety, even on a mil-spec, is less than the time it takes to bring up and aim your rifle from a relaxed position like I have now. Watch this. Safety already off by the time I bring the rifle up. Let's do this again, and then I will show you some range footage of me doing this at the range, a live demonstration of that exact thing. So, we're low here, we're relaxed. In fact, I'll even put my hand up here for good measure just to make it as slow as possible. Just like that. And as you can probably hear, the safety is already clicked off by the time that I have my rifle raised. In fact, it's already clicked off pretty much by the time that my hand has gotten in its supporting position on the foregrip. So I'm not sure where this extra speed is going and how it's helping, but I'm just not seeing it. Now, the greatest reason of them all why ambidextrous safeties are just silly is that most of them are really fucking expensive. Now, Radian is Radian, but we'll take Radian for example, since Radian is one of the only companies you should buy from if you're doing this, because they do make durable ambidextrous stuff. And, well, that comes in at about $60 if you're lucky to get it on sale. If not, they can be around $80-90. And for virtually no benefit at all, other than maybe cool hipster points, I don't see any reason why it would be worth it to you. I mean, hey man, if those extra 3 likes on Instagram is worth $90 to you, then go ahead. But for me, I will save the money and just stick to mil-spec. The same thing that comes on every rifle I have ever held. That works perfectly fine. I'll just use the one. Alright, that will be it for this video. If you think I am an asshole because I told you that spending $90 on a safety that doesn't add any benefit to you, then make sure to let me know down in the comments. For those of you that enjoyed it, make sure to do the usual YouTube things. I'm not going to get on my knees and beg because it's just cringe. I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys have a great day.